Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing this February the 2nd, 2025 daily XRP cryptocurrency and blockchain technology video you've come to expect, love, need, and deserve. Jay. And if you would like to become members of Jabroni Killers, it's in the video description below or the pinned comments for an industry cheap and best value of $3.99 a month. My links are just below those two things for Coinbase and Robinhood to trade your favorite cryptocurrency coins on the sites that I use, or Super Chat to support the channel. And most importantly, share it, like it, subscribe, and comment down below. And something that we've been talking about for several weeks now was a correction that could possibly be happening. And today was a big, big correction day. And you can see XRP, something we've been warning about, or one of the two patterns was that maybe a head and shoulders topping reversal pattern. And if you look now, we did finally hit the 50-day moving average at $2.62. And we wigged all the way down to that critical short-term support level for bullish or bearish action down to $2.51 today. Across the board, the altcoins moved out. We've been watching this potential head and shoulders short-term topping out reversal pattern. And now it looks like maybe that is the pattern that we've been speculating on, where you have your left shoulder, your potential head, and then a right shoulder, and then the point of a breakdown. And the breakdown would be from the top of the head to the bottom, which would be just below the 200-day moving average down there at $1.29 to $1.59 would be the technical target. And you can see if we go back in to the hour time frame, you can see we did cross the 50-day short-term moving average, something that we've been talking about, that these moving averages would eventually have to get hit, right? And we did get below that. And now we're sitting still right on the 256 major support level, to where if you're below that, you're bearish. If you're above that, you're short-term bullish. The $2.14 100-day moving average is right at the potential neckline of that head and shoulders. And then the $1.59 200-day moving average is close to the targeted move. And we've been talking about this. So if you've been following this channel, this is not a surprise on this correction that's been taking place the last ever since about January the 16th, and especially the much bigger correction that took place today. This should not be surprising you, because we've been talking about it ever since we were up here. We could have this pattern, and we've been emphasizing it and going over it every day. And now from its high to its low, its wick low, we're down 28, 29% correction. And I believe we are in this head and shoulders topping out short-term reversal pattern. And that's going to be something that we're going to watch over the next week to 10 to 2 weeks, as we could be coming down to that neckline, or the 100-day moving average at 214, and potentially the 200-day moving average at $1.59. All things we've been keeping you out ahead of. It's going to take time to get to the 159. If it plays out in a head and shoulders, that looks like it's forming the head right now, coming back down towards that neckline near the 100-day moving average. But that's why old Vincenzo's here. That's why you come to this station, because we keep you out of the head of a potential pattern before it develops. And then we see and track it, and keep you with the news that you need and the technicals that you need, so you're never surprised, never fleeced, and never heisted by the criminal gangsters that infiltrate social media and give you bad information. We just give you facts, whether the price is going up or whether the price is going down, what we think that the price is going to do in the short term or medium term, and then look at the technicals. Come here, kitty. Just see exactly what's going on. So we've been out ahead of this for you in all these coins, so you should not be surprised. And in the short term, we're going to continue to watch this XRP to see exactly if this head and shoulders continues to play out and what happens over the next 10 days. If we look at XLM, it's another one that we've been talking about, that we've been short to medium term bearish on for quite some time. And now we've taken out the 100-day moving average at 35 cents, and we're looking like we've been calling for and seeing if it would happen, coming all the way down to this 26-cent level, which would be a major support level at the 200-day moving average. And that would be a major short-term swing trade buy opportunity, because right now from the top, that we've been talking about this ever since this area from the top. Now on the correction to wick low, it's been a 48% correction. We've taken out the 100-day moving average, and the 200-day looks very likely, just like we've been talking about, as long as you were below the 43 cents, that's when you're short to medium term bearish, right? And we confirm back below it. If we zoom into the hour time frame, we had that fake out one Sunday ago right here where it wicked 10% and faked everybody out and then immediately dumped. And then we had a nice buyback, just like there will be a buyback here somewhere. But now it does look like we're eventually going to come down to this 200-day moving average in the daily time frame down there at 27 cents. And and this should again be no surprise with the XLM price because we've been on top of this for you. We've been diagnosing, sniffing out, and detecting it in the daily updates and the daily videos to keep you out ahead of this. So that's what we're going to watch. Can we get a short-term bounce at the 100-day moving average at 35 cents the next 24, 48 hours? Or is it going to be a minimum bounce and we're going to come straight down to that 27 cents? And then I do believe there would be a pretty big bounce from the 27 cents. I could see you come rally all the way back up to that 43-cent level. And then we would have to see if you get rejected by that or if that would start the next leg of this sort of bull run, but that's to be determined. But what I do know is I think that 27 cents is going to get hit. If we look at Bitcoin dominance, we held that support at 58.61 dominance. And look at this massive spike we've had in Bitcoin. Even though Bitcoin price went down 3-4% today, Bitcoin dominance skyrocketed. And that correlated with across the board the altcoins dumping because the price for Bitcoin can dump, but people are selling massively out of their altcoins when Bitcoin dominance is rising. And that'll cause a flush across the altcoin market from big cap, major altcoins to small cap or medium or low volume altcoins. They like to dump. And Bitcoin dominance is now approaching at 61.79%. So that's why this is a very critical thing to pay attention to, even though Bitcoin today had a pretty big fall over the last 24 to 48 hours from about 106,000 all the way down to 96,000 or greater than 10%. But Bitcoin dominance was rising, and it does look like Bitcoin's going to come back down and retest. It's now below the 50-day moving average in the daily, and it looks like it's going to come retest this major support level that it hit at $89,000 back there about midpoint of January before we had our major run, briefly hit the $109,000 level. And then what we'd have to watch out for is I believe that is the 200-day moving average down there, which it is in the daily time frame. We would have to look for a hit down here on the 200-day moving average at 82,450 in Bitcoin. If we scroll down to XDC, we had that major wick down in XDC a couple of weeks ago, but that was more just like a flash liquidation wick. But now we're back below the 50-day moving average. We're just above, come on, we're just above the 100-day at 8 cents. And I think the 200-day in green right here, I don't know why this is giving me so many problems. I think that's the next major move in XDC. You're coming down to 6 cents. If we go look at ALGO, we got harshly rejected. What we've been talking about here, we failed to hold the 50 in the top part of this red trading zone. We've cleared the 100-day, and we're just above the 200-day moving average in the daily time frame, sitting down there at 27 cents. And the other day we were talking about the next major move we felt like would come down to the 200-day moving average. And if we don't get supported on the 200-day moving average, you would have to start looking at lower targets in ALGO, and that lower target would be all the way down here on this major support level down there at about 18 cents. Not to say that would happen overnight. There will be some buying back, but that's a major support level from back here where you had a bunch of support and resistance. If we go into, let's keep scrolling. DGB, the same thing. We failed the 200-day moving average at 10 cents, and we did come down to this 0.00841 initial support, and that head and shoulders topping reversal pattern, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline, from the top to the neckline to the point of a breakout, and that gets you to this underneath target that we're probably going to fulfill now over the next week or two down here at 0.00601. But again, in all these coins, ALGO, DGB, That should not be a surprise because we've been following this. We've been talking about if you fail these moving averages and now you've crossed the 200, $69.34 is your logical spot that you're coming. Should be no surprise there. IOTA, we did break the 200-day and we've hit our 21-cent target. And now if we break that, your next target is more than likely coming to the bottom part of this red trading zone down at 16 cents. So that might be where the next major move in IOTA goes. VELO, this is no surprise in VELO. We talked about that we were in this rising wedge ever since 2023. And when one of my beautiful subscribers brought this up, we were up here trying to break out of this. And we told you if you failed to get and hold above the top part of this rising wedge, you would most likely come to the 200-day moving average. And if you failed that, you would come all the way back to 14 cents. And now we're sitting just above the 14 cents, below all the major moving averages. And from when we talked about it that day till if we hit this target, that's a 61.39% correction at current price. And we're sitting there just below the 200-day moving average. So that's no surprise in VELO. DIA, we had one of two patterns, but the head and shoulders topping out reversal pattern is the one again that is taking over left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline. Again, no surprise. Point of a breakout. If we failed the 200-day moving average, which we did, is down there at 38 cents, and that appears to be the target for VELO. LCX is broken back to the downside. 14 cents appears to be where you're going there. VTH, again, when my beautiful subscriber brought this up, we were nervous after this massive pump took place because we only had two daily candles and then a big decline. And then on your 2-day pump, come here, what is wrong with you? On your 2-day pump, you only had two small volume candles and they quickly come here. And they quickly, get over here. You're the one that wants to get pet, cat. And they only had two small candles right here. And we said that this 200-day moving average would be our next logical target after this wick top because of the volume structure. And you can see again, we've broken down better than 60% there. Monero now has been the one that's been the most bullish in the short term. And now it looks like we're going to come back down to hit the 50-day moving average. And if it follows that 50-day moving average, it's more than likely coming all the way down to $1.79. XCN's the same thing. After a 2,000% correction, we had this rising wedge that we broke out of that we were watching. This potential head and shoulders too, topping out reversal pattern. And both of those pattern breakdowns, see that head and shoulders drawn, brings you in both targeted moves down to about the 0.00137 level. And that's what we're watching. We'll keep you updated. Peace and love to my beautiful audience.